It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
I could not make this stuff up. Osama bin Laden's body buried at sea. How much further do I got to look? I mean, should I really go and make the effort to find every bit of information on this and get all involved in conspiracy and add it to the birth certificate issue and all this other stuff? They go, but Ernie, it is so that they did. I'm like, so freaking what? You're assuming I care what these people do or say. I mean, but it's unconstitutional. As compared to what? Any and everything else that they do? I can't muster up enough give a crap. I mean, seriously. So am I supposed to? Am I supposed to get all indignant and say, and this politician here is the way to go, or this organization, or this group, or this some? No, it's you. Do you know that they're lying, thieving, cheating scum? Okay. Do you need to know that they're really, 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 really bad lying, cheating pieces of scum? I mean, how bad do they have to get? We used to do, you don't hear me say it hardly anymore. I used to say, freedom good, government bad. Then it went to freedom good, government bad, bad, bad. And after some years on the radio, it just kept getting, you had to have more bads. It was 5. Freedom good, government bad, 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 bad. And then what about 7? Freedom good, government bad, 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 bad. How many bads you got to get? It's just, can we just go, they're just bad? So what are you going to do? You're going to send me something? You're going to say, oh, but Ernie, here's 2 more bads you need to add. Seriously? My whole segment would be bad, 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 bad. So did it take much effort for me to go, I just don't care? You get to a certain point that, they're talking, this is how it goes. Jack Gregson is economic reporter for Freedom's Phoenix. He has a lot of great stuff that he has for you. You guys should send him a donation. So what he did is he goes like this. He says, he calls me and he says, Ernie, the president's going to, what's my first reaction? One, whatever he's saying, it's blah, blah, blah. It's probably BS anyway. There's no credibility there that I'm going to get some kind of truth or understanding out of whatever it is he has to say. And I don't remember, did I watch the whole thing? I think I did. I just had it on pause, on the TV and the TV DVR while I went in and kind of put it all up. And then I went through and I just kind of, went to his speech and watched that. It wasn't very long, 5-10 minutes or something. But what he didn't tell you is when it happened. I think it happened a week ago. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't care. What difference does it make? Happened a week ago. It happened that morning. They time it when they're going to say it. What time? Sunday night at why? And then why is it 2-3 hours before silver takes a $6 dump in 15 minutes? Where'd that come from? What was that about? I guarantee that would have been the news today. And then of course it's bouncing back up. But I'm tired of being manipulated. Blah 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 doesn't mean anything. So, and we're talking to Kathy Kelly, and I've talked to her before, and back in December. So what's it been? 5-6 months ago. Her and a lot of people that I have that are on the ground in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, a lot of these people, you know, of course, their goal is, look how much money we spend in this war. We could use that money for health care. I mean, you can't get them into more than 2 segments without them bringing up how much health care we could have if we'd use the money for that. So, I mean, I let them have their say, but, you know, and they know my position. You know, it's a libertarian thing. I'm like, you know, and again, you know, while that may be, I don't know, preferable. I mean, at least you're not killing people, you know, but you're just wanting to put a gun to my head to take my money to do whatever it is that you want. They're offering to save me from something, you know, some evildoer, and you're wanting to save me from an evil-doing virus or bacteria or injury or something. And the difference is what? You see, it's still the same thing. It's fear. You're buying and selling, negotiating in fear. What is more immediate? Well, if you ask Fox News or you go on TV, you got flashing, banging, zooming, tank firing, dum, 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 dum. You know, that's why I like the beginning of Zeitgeist, you know, and it had the music, dum, 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 and it showed all these images of war, and it was timed well, and it was, man, heck, I already got my money's worth in the first 5 minutes, you know, so I'm going, okay, I'll listen to what you have to say, because their whole point is look how much we're wasting with war. But who's advocating for them not taking the money from me in the first place? Who does that? I mean, the only thing that Dr. Ron Paul does is prove that he's the exception to a really hard, fast rule. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't even recognize the rule as much. I mean, it's almost like a benefit that the big bad guys allow him to be this little steam valve just for the option of us looking at the contrast, going, wow, man, what if we were all like this? Has it really gone that far down the dark side? And he holds fast. He does a pretty good job. So I'm really supportive of him doing his speaking tour 2012. But is it more than that? Can it be more than that? Well, there's going to be a debate that comes up for president. Now, this is South Carolina. I was contacted by, you know, some of the activists there that I had worked with before when we did, you know, last election cycle. We spent some time in South Carolina a couple times. And Ernie, are you coming out again? We're going to do it up. You know, we're going to get, you know, because what they kind of poo-pooing at the time was all these young kids that were homeschooled kids that started their own meetup that the tried and true blue hair Republicans wouldn't give them the time of day because they wouldn't do crazy stuff like making signs and putting them up on overpasses and so on. Well, their highway system between Greenville and Spartanburg, whatever the heck it was there, they had, you know, a little bit different. They had chain link fences that went for 30 miles on both sides of the freeway. So I don't think they went a quarter of a mile without a sign. I mean, it was just hundreds that they had made while I was there. You know, we just got them going, man, they were after it. Some of the stencil material they use, this waterproof wallboard stuff and everything that we promote, we learned from them. They're the ones that found this material. That was stuff I've been looking for all my freaking life. I was going, oh, man, this stuff is the crap. Yay. So they had a big role in this. So now they're looking to me, hey, you know, come back. We want you to do that again. Well, one, I wasn't the one that did it. I mean, I helped make sure it happened, but, you know, it was these young kids. I don't know, have you incorporated them? Have you encouraged them? Are they part of your thing? Or are they just, you know, kind of been a thorn in your side and you kicked them to the curb and they don't want to do it again? Are they? I don't know. Could we motivate them again? I don't know. How come you don't know? So they're going into this debate again. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a lot of Dr. Paul's stuff going on there and so on. They don't have to have me, and if they do, they got other problems. So I'm going, okay, so here we go. Back on the road again. We're gonna put the band back together. And Dr. Paul says, hey, I get a nice big debate money bomb. You know, I do a good job up there and you show me some money. Well, you know, I might be leaning more towards doing this thing. He's making another deal with us. Will he keep it? We'll talk about it when we come back. We'll see what happens.